Just got to be careful not to fall off the cliff this morning. Right, standing tall, feet parallel, ankle, knees and hips in line. We're going to engage the core, so lower abs, hips, glutes, pelvic floor. Pull it all up as tight as you can. Release it a little bit so you can still breathe, then relax the shoulders and relax the knees. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. We're going to look to the left, center and right, center, left, center, right, center, left, center, right. Bring it back to center. Look up to the ceiling, down through the center, chin to chest. Look up to the ceiling, down to the center, chin to chest. Look up to the ceiling, down through the center, chin to chest. Bring the head back to neutral. Arms come out to the side. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Rotate the palms up and lift up. Rotate, push back down. So rotate up and rotate down, keeping those shoulders down and relaxed, tall through the spine, core engaged, soft knees, and breathing. One more up. Push it back down, rotate the palms forward, reach forward, rotate, push back, rotate, forwards, rotate, back. Just being aware of the shoulder blades, really opening them out when you come forward and squeezing them together as you push back. Still keeping those shoulders down and relaxed. Last one, forwards. Push back. Arms come down, shoulder roll. And another one. And side bend. Push back up through the center, take it the other way. Last one. So standing tall, engage the core, squeeze the glutes to stop the pelvis rotating. Arms come out in line with the shoulders. We relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And we rotate and look down that back arm. Bring it back to center. And go the other way. So really work on keeping the pelvis forward facing, but keeping the knees soft. Last one. Bring it back to center. So you release the glutes and now rotate and go further round, working further down the spine. Again, keeping the knees soft, tall through the body. Shoulders relaxed. One more in each direction. Bring it back to center, arms come down, shoulder roll. And another one. Standing on the left leg, standing tall, hold on to something if you need to. And we're going to take the knee out to the side and open out the hip. Last one this side. And we're going to change sides. Standing tall. Keep the shoulders relaxed, keep breathing. Okay, come back onto the left leg, standing tall, we're going for rotation. And change direction. Flexion, point and flex. Change leg, standing tall, core engaged, shoulders relaxed. Change direction. Flexion, point and flex. Bring the feet back to parallel. Ankle, knees and hips in line, core engaged. Going to come up onto the toes, reaching up through the fingertips till you feel the rib cage lift. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Really get those heels high off the mat. And as slow as you can, come back down through the feet. Push the hands back, lift the toes. Shoulders relaxed, no tension in the neck and shoulders. Keep breathing. Two more. Okay, relax the upper body. We're now going to do the feet. So Mexican wave, we're going to lift the big toe and the next one and the next one all the way to the little one and then all the way back down. So really try and think about each toe moving independently. So the big one, the next one, and the next one to the little one, and all the way back. So really slow it down. Breathe in. And one more. Okay, lift the big toe, just the big toe. As high as you can, put it down. Lift the big toe. Put it down. Lift the big toe. Put it down. Lift the big toe. Put it down. Lift the big toe, put it down. This time lift the big toe, keep it lifted. And you're going to lift and lower the smaller toes. Okay, we're now going to scrunch the toes under and clench the fists and then stretch them out. Clench and stretch, scrunch, stretch, scrunch, stretch, scrunch, stretch. Last one, scrunch and stretch. Now push onto the toes and the tops. Toes and tops, toes and tops. Change sides, toes and tops, toes and tops, toes and tops. Change sides, inside edge, outside edge, inside edge, outside edge, inside edge, outside edge. Change sides, inside edge, outside edge, inside edge, outside edge, inside edge, outside edge, and bring the feet back to parallel. So standing tall, feet parallel. Make sure everything's engaged, nice and tall through the body. We'll do a little bit of hip work. So standing onto the left leg, hold on to something if you need to. We're just going to take the right leg out to the side and slowly bring it back down. All those that spend the day sitting at a desk or behind the wheel of a car. We need to stretch out the hips. Keep breathing. Really tall through the body. Try and look forwards, keep the head in neutral. Last one this side. Change sides. Standing tall. Last one. Okay, now standing on the left leg, we're going to bring the right knee high. Rotate the heel up, keeping the torso still. We sweep the heel behind us. So really working on the smaller glute muscles. If you find you're not holding on, you're wobbling around too much, then please just hold on to something for a bit of balance. And that way we really get the muscle worked in the hip. Keep breathing, making sure you're tall through the spine. You'll also feel this in the standing leg. One more. Change sides. So standing tall, bring that left knee as high as you can, rotate the heel out, swing the leg behind you. Again, keeping the core engaged, shoulders relaxed. Last one. Okay. So standing on the left leg, we're going to go down to the mat in a minute. Make the balance a bit easier. Standing on the left leg with the knee, we're going to move the hip. We're going to do hip rotation, so circles with the knee. So take it as far across the body as you can and as far out as you can. Again, hold on if you need to, not a problem. Right, change direction. Okay, change leg. Circles as big as you can, so you're really working the hip. Change direction. Okay, so we'll do the hip flexor stretch first, then we'll come down onto the mat. So standing at the front of the mat, you're going to step back. Drop the weight through the center. Make sure the front knee stays above the ankle. Push that back foot back as far as you need to get the stretch in the front of the thigh. Then take the body upright. So the back should be nice and straight. Drop the weight through the center. Feel that stretch through the front hip flexor. If you're doing this first thing in the morning, just be aware you'll be a little bit tighter than doing it later in the day. So scoop the belly button in, keep the shoulders relaxed. Now if this is enough of a stretch, stay here. Otherwise we're going to bring the fingertips up to the ceiling, arms come up by the ears, and really reach. You feel that stretch extend. Again, if that's enough of a stretch, stay here. Otherwise we're going to take the fingertips towards the left. So the left knee's forward and we're stretching the fingertips to the left, but the weight stays through the center. Keep breathing. Bring the fingertips back, arms come back down the side, step forward and change leg. So right knee's now forward, left leg back, right knee above the ankle. Core engaged, shoulders relaxed, that back nice and straight. Feel the stretch through the front of the left hip flexor this time. Sink the weight a little bit lower until you feel the stretch that you want. And we're going to, if that's enough of a stretch, stay there. Otherwise, fingertips come up to the ceiling and we stretch up through the fingers, keeping the arms up by the ears. If that's enough of a stretch, stay there. Otherwise, we're going to take the fingertips to the right, but keeping the weight through the center. Breathe in. Bring it back up to the center. Arms come down. We step the feet together. Okay, if you'd like to come down onto the mat, we're going to work on our sides a little bit this morning. So just get the posture right. Elbow underneath the shoulder, lifted up out of the shoulder joint. Make sure the body's 90 degrees to the mat, so keep that top shoulder back. So your shoulder, hip and ankles should be in line. So we're just going to really reach up. I'm going to bring the arm up and reach. Stretch. So really lifting that hip off the mat. Arching the side and bring it back up. And go again. Last one. Straighten the legs. Now this front arm can be in front of the body. just to keep your body nice and 90 degrees to the mat. And we're just going to lift the right leg and bring it forwards. Take it back. So keep it lifted. Bring it forwards. Take it back. Bring it forwards. Take it back. Bring it forwards. Take it back. Don't allow the hip to drop forwards or back. It stays nicely stacked. Keep lifted up out of the shoulder joint. Okay, last one. Bring it forwards. Take it back. Bring it down. So making sure you're still in the right posture, so everything's nice and aligned. Body's 90 degrees, so the core's engaged to keep you nice and stable. We're now going to point up and flex down. Point up, flex down. Make sure you're coming up on the side of the leg. If you're going up a big distance, then you're probably rotating and it's being taken up by the quad and the hip is dropping back. So make sure this stays stacked and you're leading up by the side of the foot. So point up, flex down. Point up, flex down. Last one on this side. We're going to change sides. So shoulder above the elbow, lifted up out of that shoulder joint. Body's 90 degrees to the mat, shoulder, hip and ankles in line. Hips nicely stacked, and we just reach and stretch, really lift that hip off the mat and bring it down. Reach and stretch and bring it down. Reach and stretch, bring it down. Straighten out the legs. Again, make sure everything's nicely stacked. The hand comes in front to keep you supported. We're going to lift the leg off the mat, the other leg even, and bring it forwards. Take it back. So the amount of movement you'll get will depend on how stable you keep your body. So if you find you're falling forwards or backwards, make the movement a little bit smaller so you're nicely in control. Last one. Bring it back. And keeping the posture nicely aligned, we're going to point up and flex down. Point up, flex down. Point up, flex down. Point up, flex down. Point up, flex down. Really make sure those abs are still working. The top shoulder hasn't rolled forwards. Last one. And just to give the shoulder a break, we're going to roll back onto the other side. So elbow underneath shoulder, lifted up out of the shoulder joint. Make sure the hips are stacked. So shoulder, hip and ankles in line. Glue those heels together, put the hands on the top of the hip. Stop the hip dropping back. And we're going to open up the knee. So clamshells. All the time you keep your chest nice and open. Lift it up out of the shoulder joint. Keep breathing. Don't let this hip drop back. A good way of testing this is to do this against a wall. So put your back against a wall and then try and do this movement. And if you find you do it a lot less than when we do it in class, your hip is probably dropping back slightly. It just gives you something to work from. So now we're going to do the same movement, but we're going to lift the whole leg. Keeping the knee bent, keeping lifted up out of the shoulder joint. Chest still 90 degrees to the mat. Head and neck still in neutral. Last one. The legs down, lock the knees together, rotate and lift the heel. So thinking about the chest being nice and open, shoulders down and relaxed, breathe in. Last one. Okay, come back onto the other side. So lifted it up out of the shoulder joint. Shoulder, hip and ankles in line. Hand on the hip, glue the heels together. Chest nice and open. Last one, we're now going to lift the whole leg. Okay, last one. Glue the knees together, rotate the heel up. Last one. Okay, from here we're going to roll onto our backs. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Just think about body position to make sure the core's engaged. Feet are close up to the bum. Feet and knees should be hip distance apart. We're going to come up into bridge. Now we're going to reach the arms up as well as we come up. So push into the feet, to the tailbone off the mat first. So really think about what you're doing. Then tip the pelvis as the pelvis lifts. We reach the arms up off the mat. And as the body lifts up in the air, the arms come up and over. But the shoulders stay on the mat. Once the hips are nice and high, we pause and hold it there. Just check, make sure the neck and shoulders are still relaxed. And slowly bring it back down as the vertebrae come back down to the mat one at a time. The arms come slowly down. So feel the abs working. Shoulders stay on the mat. Pelvis rocks down. Tailbone's the last thing to touch down. Pause at the bottom. Push through the feet again. Tailbone, pelvis, arms lift. Shoulders push into the mat. We lift up. Arms come up and over. Pause at the top. Just feel what's working. You can feel it more one side than another. Just breathe into it, then slowly come back down. One vertebrae at a time. Using those abs to control the movement. Pelvis comes down, rocks back. Tailbone comes back onto the mat. Hands come down to rest. Go again. Tailbone. Pelvis. Arms come up. Shoulders push into the mat. Neck and shoulders are relaxed. We're all still breathing and smiling. Pause at the top. Breathe. Let's bring awareness to the muscles. And just breathe into them. Slowly come back down. Really imagining one vertebrae at a time. Reaching down through the fingertips. Pelvis touches down. Tailbone. Hands come to rest. I'm going to do 2 more of these. Tailbone. Pelvis. Hands come up. Really deliberate movements. So the arms are nice and active as we lift them up and over. Shoulders stay on the mat. Pause at the top, keeping those hips as high as you can. Nice straight line between shoulders and knees. Make sure the abs are engaged to bring you back down nicely in control. Using the spine, one vertebrae at a time, back down to the mat. Pelvis, tailbone, hands come to rest. Last one, make sure those knees are still hip distance apart. Tailbone, pelvis, hands come up. Push the shoulders into the mat. Lift up. Pause at the top. Breathe in. Slowly bring it back down. One vertebrae at a time. Pelvis touches down. Tailbone. Hands come to rest. Okay, just 3 pelvic tilts, so 3 in each direction. Just rocking the pelvis. Rest in a neutral position. Okay, just pause there for a breath. And we're going to rock back up to sitting. How we do? Okay. So sitting with the legs however is comfortable for you. So whether that's legs straight, knees bent, legs crossed. I don't mind. As long as you're tall through the body, shoulders are relaxed. And the core is engaged. to bring the arms in front, elbows are bent, and we're just going to bring them out to the side. Forwards, so nice and controlled. The arms should feel active. So again, like when we do the arm warm-up, imagine the air's really heavy and you're having to push through. So you should feel the muscles in the whole of the arm working. Make sure when you take them back, you're really squeezing the shoulder blades. We're nice and tall through the spine, head and neck staying neutral. Okay, this time when we go back, we're going to stay back. Right arm goes up. Bring it back down, leading with the elbow. Left arm goes up, keeping those elbows nice and back. Right arm. Left arm. Keep the neck and shoulders relaxed. Core engaged, so tall through the body. Go for one more each side. Bring the arms in front, still with the elbows bent, and we're going to lift the elbows up, bring it back down. So as you do this, try not to let the shoulders lift, and also don't allow the head to push forward. You've got a string on the top of your head that's lifting you up to the ceiling. Just the arms and shoulders, excuse me, that are moving. Okay, last one. Bring the arms down. So shoulder shrugs. Let the arms relax into the lap. Excuse me. I'm going to bring the shoulders up to the ears and release them down. So staying tall through the body. The shoulders up to the ears and release them down. Shoulders up to the ears and release them down. One more. Shoulders up to the ears and release them down. Couple of shoulder rolls. Okay, so from here, that's the last of the mat work. We're going to come up to standing and finish with a little bit of balance work. Paul's favourite part of the session. Okay, so standing tall, feet parallel, ankle, knees and hips in line, core engaged, shoulders relaxed. So really as tall as you can be. Open out the chest, soft knees. So nice, strong posture, core engaged. So we're going to come into tree pose. So foot's just touching down, with the heel just above the ankle. Foot's just above the ankle or above the knee, so not across a joint. Tall through the body, shoulders relaxed. Find your focal point. We're going to bring the arms down, leg down, change sides, standing tall. Bring the arms down, bring the leg down. So we've got time to do our, yes, to do our 20 seconds. So feet next to each other. Hands on hips, shoulders relaxed, soft knees, tall through the body, eyes closed. So really relax the upper body. Core should be engaged. Knees should be soft. Okay, stand on the left leg. Just lift the right. Close your eyes. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. We're going to turn, lift the right, stand on the right, lift the left.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, tight rope. Dominant foot comes in front, heel and toe just touching.
3, 2, 1.
Keep the weight even, tall through the body. Core engaged, shoulders relaxed. Maybe eyes open for this one for now. Brilliant. Shoulder rolls. Interlink the fingers, push them away. Reach up and side bend. Up to center and side bend. And up to center. Arms come down. Interlink the fingers, push them behind. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Then release the hands, shake the hands, shake the arms, shake the feet, shake the legs, shake everything. And if you don't do anything else through the day, if you're sat at a computer desk, get up every 20 minutes and do the shake. Or if any of you've seen that silly warm up that I did, have a go at that. Video it, please. Send it to me. That would be great. All right, love. Thank you ever so much for joining us today.